Okay, so we're going to talk about some other plugins in the Gltchmachine family that can create some cool effects for your sounds, and I think personally are kind of not talked about as much as like Cataract and the Palindrome plugin. So these are good. Generally, I use them for like making glitchy texture background stuff, but occasionally it can be fun when they're placed on like percussion and drums, just to give your drums some different variation in sound. So here is the UVI's Perc Factory, which or Percussion Factory, which I told you guys about. I used these to create this rhythm, and I'm going to play it for you. Okay, so that's basically what it is. Now, it doesn't sound bad and it's super useful, but let's just take it a step further by using this one, which is Hysteresis. I think it's pronounced Hysteresis, something like that. If I mispronounce it, you can read it right here. It's by Gltchmachines. They have a question mark here. This is a randomizer, and it randomizes the delay, the stutter, the filter, the mod effects, and the output. Okay, so I've already set it to 1. Let's listen how it sounds, and then we'll do a couple randomizations to give you an idea. Here it changes the dynamic. It's just something different. So let's say you're in the market for shopping for these cool percussion loops or whatever, and you're like, man, these loops are cool, but they all kind of just sound like a basic percussion loop. Well, this is how you can take the percussion loop and give it something new. So this is one of their effects. One of them, another one that I enjoy is Fracture XT. Very similar. They have a dice on this one, and it has buffer, delay, grains, and then an out, and then they have a patch bay at the bottom. So I'm going to turn off the other one, Hysteresis, and play this one, and we'll do some randomization. You hear how different that is already? So 2 of these are synced to the beat and the delay. Of course, there's presets. See, it says put that on your drums. Sounds like a transformer. And it feels like because they have these LFOs going and things going on in here, that your sound is evolving. So crazy. Let's put them together. Let's try. Ooh. Wow. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'll just sit there and listen to that alone and be like impressed by it. So it gives so much different character and wild stuff and just whatever you want to your track. And so when you're making something that you want some variation or you're bored with the typical stuff that you may be doing, these are the plugins that I pull out and I try like to come up with something that might be a little different. Like this one, Cryogen. So Cryogen has a bit crusher, filters, has 2 bit crushers, 2 filters, and the buffer, and then a bunch of LFOs. There's 4 of them, and then the mixers. And each one of these columns is its own thing. And at the final column, you get a multiplier, 2 multipliers, and then an LFO. Okay, so, but you know, I'm not sitting here touching all this because I don't know what in the world. I'd be spending days trying to get this done. So I like to press that button. And I'm going to turn these other 2 off. And there's a ton of presets if you were wondering. So we're going to do something like this, see what this does. All right, here we go. Make some weird stuff in here, boy, that's for sure. Now let's put all 3 together. Maybe just those 2. Okay, you can't say that you can't come up with something uniquely different if you wanted to do that. You could even use these to like remix a spot maybe in your song where you want some little weird break, just to do something different to break up the monotony of the same loops or whatever going on. They're a lot of fun. You could spend hours sitting there pressing buttons and turning knobs, and they don't pay me a dime to say any of this. This is what I use personally when I'm bored and looking for something else to build on my sound. They have a few other ones. Subvert, I don't really know what Subvert is. I know it's distortion, it's a metalizer, it's these ring mods, but I never really use it. But we could try it, why not? Kind of fun. But this is one of them. You can see the envelopes, the LFOs, the mixer stuff, and mastering. Again, presets. So, if you want to know something else that's cool about these things, you can run your drum samples through them and create new drum ideas. So, I'll do one example of like a kick maybe. So, let me grab a kick from this Kook kit that I like to use primarily. All right, we'll use that one. So, here's the kick. Put it on a one shot, And now what I'm going to do is take these, let's take this subvert and drop it on the kick. And then we'll press, hear it? Now resample that, watch this. So go insert audio. And we're not going to sample from that, we're just going to sample directly from the kick, because I don't want to put all that other stuff in there. All right, here we go. We'll just hit. Hold up. Turn that off. In order to do this, by the way, you have to hold command and make sure you press record here, so that when you record, or the other way you could do it is just place a kick like so. Watch. Oops. Here, I'll show you real quick. So you could either press record on both, or you could just place a kick there, which I will extend out at least one beat. Find the kick that you want. This is the one I want. Boom. All right. Why did it do this? Hold on a second. I don't want to do that. User error. 1 second here. Command Shift M. Create a MIDI file. Thank you. There's the one I want. And then you can just do this. And then fit to time range, and it'll just give you the full kick. Okay. I just want to make sure we get the whole kick. In fact, I'm going to take this stupid snap off. All right. Now you can just press record here, and it's going to sample from that kick. So watch this. Boom. And we'll just extend this sample there. We'll get rid of this one. So now what you could do is put a kick here, a snare on this one, and a hat on this one, and then create these new samples, which I just did right here. Then just increase the volume of it if you want it louder. Okay. Now I am going to take and move this subvert back to here. And here's my kick. I'm going to take this kick and place it in here. We can crop that, by the way. If you need it to increase the volume in here. Then this is an audio track. So we got to make sure we get on the actual one to listen to it, but right? So there it is. I sampled it, and now I brought it back in. Playing different pitches of it, right? So now you have that's so cool to me. All right, and then let's get the snare. Hold on. I'm gonna use this one right here. So what I'm gonna do is bring in the snare, and we're gonna use that same Subvert plugin to create the new one. So on this snare, actually, I'm gonna put this up. Hold on. We're gonna put it into this, one shot it, and just get rid of this one. We don't need this. Okay, so now we're just gonna take that Subvert and put it on the snare. Of course, you could do different ones if you wanted to, but I just want to make a snare version of it, to which we'll throw back in. So to do that, I'm gonna highlight a section of it, Command Shift M, create a MIDI. Find the pitch that you want. That's fine. We'll just use the C for right now. I didn't mean to do that, but Okay, fit to in. And then we're going to go up here and resample it to this one again. This time we're going to change it to snare. And we'll resample it right there. Oh, forgot to press record. So we're going to undo that. Put record in the right place. And now okay, perfect. We'll just get rid of this. We don't need it. I could just slide that over, so I'll actually bring that back. And then do a hat or whatever with it. We'll keep it there. So now here's the new snare sample. We'll go ahead and put that into this one and move the subvert to the hat. And let's grab a hat real quick. We use a studio medium. That's fine. All right, cool. Shorten it up a little bit. And we're going to use the same thing. We're going to just record now 1 to here for the hat. Okay. I didn't see anything record. I must have. Oh, I turned it off. That doesn't help. All right, here we go. So now let's do that again. Where are you? Interesting. Oh, you know what? I forgot to change it to hat. That's why, my bad. User error again. I'm on a roll today. There you go. All right, cool. So now we can delete this one too. Go up here and we're gonna drop this one into here. We can go ahead and crop that. If you want to give it a little volume, give it a little volume. Okay, and now we'll go to this hat. Take the subverb off because we don't need it. All right, and so this is just an example. I'm gonna get rid of these. We don't need them. I'm fine because I'm gonna. But let's record something. And you might not want to do the same sound for every one for all of them, but let's do the snare first. Go ahead and crop that. So here we go. Might be good to turn the metronome on so I know where I'm at. All right, cool. So that's the snare. Let's do the kick. All right, here we go. Okay, something simple, not too much. All right, let's go do a hat real quick. All right, for the hat, I'm gonna do it a little different. I don't want to play it, just for the sake of time. Create a MIDI. Boom. Fit to range. And then what I'm going to do is set to 16ths. I am going to go Command E and split it. Adjust the randomization of it. Adjust the velocity. Humanize it. Transformers in disguise, baby. Let's go. I don't know why, but that's what I pick up from it. All right, let's keep this. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's listen to it again. Hey. The bass. Mess around. So, this kind of stuff. Oh man, yeah. So just coming up with like some drums that sound different than your typical drums that you might use can sometimes just inspire you. And these are the kind of things I like in Ableton. Can you do this in other devices? Absolutely. But you need stuff like Gltchmachines and all these other different plugins, sound effects and things to kind of just tweak your drums. So if I'm on the iPad, there's a lot of them on the iPad. They definitely have a lot of effects. One of them is Sugar Bytes, I think Tornado. They have Effectrix and Tornado. I think those two are pretty cool for tweaking out some stuff like this, kind of getting that glitchy vibe. But yeah, man, Gltchmachines is special. And so I've always used Cataracts and things of that nature and Palindrome, but try some of these other ones out. Sketch Cassette is nothing to do with it. And Digitalist, which is another cool plugin. These are a totally different company. But yeah, get those Gltchmachines, man. And I was able to get some, I think I've had them for about a year now, and I was able to get them, I think the whole thing for like $100 if I'm not mistaken. I got them on sale. Definitely catch them on sale. Plugin Boutique's a good place to get those. That's where I got them from. And yeah. So anyway, that's it for this video. Just wanted to show you guys some cool stuff to do with Gltchmachines. So you saw that you can take a loop and kind of transform a simple percussive loop into something totally different, or at least it sounds somewhat different. Then you take your samples, drum samples, and resample them with certain effects on them. Pretty cool. And then now you have something to be inspired by to create your next portion of your song or track or whatever. All right, this is it. Until the next one, keep working.